Danzig probably produces a lot more clothes than that by now. Not by a lot, actually. So you could be bigger. I also worry that Danzig doesn't get enough cloth. I mean, sure, I store plenty of it, but still. Cloth is about the only raw material they really need there. I'm gonna give you a caravel just because I'm super nice and lazy. But also, I want you to actually bring some cloth back. They don't need a lot of cloth. They really barely need any. But in Danzig, I want you to unload all the cloth. And then in Rostock, I would like you to pick up some cloth. Not a lot. I mean, 600 cloth will do. And that'll just ease the everything. No, don't load cloth there. Good. Can we petition Calypso to make a metal rock soundtrack for Patrician 4? I don't think they're going to listen. Just a hunch. Alright, Aehus. Everything flows well from Aehus, and I think the pitch guy works properly now, right? Of course he does. Is there pitch for you to pick up? Wait, what? Where's all the pitch? Maybe they only just ran away with it all. Well, I can only hope. I don't see any problems with it. Kongsberg has a lot of bricks, but I think the brick guy is just about to pick it up, right? Oh yeah, yeah, he's just about to slaughter that stuff. Visby doesn't overproduce. Riga has a hell of a lot of salt because I sold it all to market and then forgot to buy it back. Otherwise, I strongly suspect that the salt from Riga does not flow enough. Element PQRS. No, it'll be under R for Riga. Riga to Rostock, Salt, Santa. You're already enormous, but not enormous enough. You bring 12,000 and you bring some wood back, which is nice. However, this journey takes, let's just say, 10 days, so you need a capacity of 20,000. Also, you need to bring back, yeah, you bring back the right amount of wood, which is good, but still, you need 20,000, not this. And you're already made of 1,000,000 cogs, right? So I'm not sure if we'll get enough out of you just by adding more cogs. We need that capacity to hit 20,000. Well, I'll be damned, we can work this. Well, that's good. Get back to doing what you do then. It'll take some time to sort itself out, but it will. So that'll move that salt, which is good. Stockholm, probably a problem for just about everything. Surprisingly not. No problems in Stockholm. Revel, no problems. Helsinki, no problems. Novgorod, no problems. I know that seems like a lot of cheese, but the cheese guy is just repairing, and once he's done, he'll ship it out. Jake, is this stream going to be a marathon? No, we're almost done. Now we are fairly certain that every single good that is produced is adequately brought back to the center for distribution. Which means anything we have too much of and it is lacking in other places needs to be distributed better. Now I sincerely doubt I have the caravels to do this. I only have 32 of them there. Unless I want to tap into the wild card. Well, what I do want to do is repair my cogs though. The wild card Thagnus can always help us with that, since he has a ton of these. Let's get him back and repaired up in preparation. Just take a few days and enjoy our ships running around till then. Also, I'm going to save and save often, because we've done a lot of work there. That's what this game is, it's work. Okay. What else then? Brick, I have a ton of it. Is it being distributed? One would be inclined to say not really in the center, but yes elsewhere. What I'm really looking for are some guys here that want to buy all of my goods, but I don't think these guys are really up for it. Grain, cloth, and wood. I'll just get you there so you get out of my sight here. Okay. Where to even begin? I guess good by good. Wood seems to flow plentifully everywhere, which is impressive because I mean any one good being properly given everywhere is astonishing. But yes, wood looks fine. Brick is not. Brick needs to flow in the center better. Elsewhere seems to be fine and dandy. So where's my brick center guy? Brick center 1 Keppa mode is very small. He doesn't go to Stettin because Stettin make bricks, right? Stettin do make quite a lot of bricks, so that's okay. 7 cities that he's got to hit up in 13 days. Well, by my estimation, he needs a capacity of 20,000, so we're going to fix that for you. By my extremely sloppy calculations, that's what he needs. So he's going to need 10 caravels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I can ditch the cogs that he has over here. Brick is one of those goods that people need quite a lot of, so it makes sense that that's needed. So get back to work. Brick center, good job. Alright, still we have a ton of bricks, but that's probably just stuff that's mounted up for a long time without us distributing it. Grain seems perfectly distributed everywhere. Yes and yes. And more yes. Even in the center, which should be the easiest, but often ends up being the weakest. And over here as well. Heavens, yes. So grain looks picture perfect. Hemp. Hemp is a tricky one. So many things want or need hemp. These guys over in the west, well, it's hard to say, but I'm inclined to say they might need a bit more. Center looks okay-ish. Out over here, well then, you kind of lose out if you look at somewhere that actually produces hemp as a way of telling. Stavanger though, being short on hemp kind of tells me maybe they need a touch more over there, but it seems relatively okay. I have a lot of it here, but sure. Wool. Wool does not flow whatsoever, it seems. I have wool east, west, center, but they are tiny. So let's take the center part of wool. Needs about 8,000 capacity. Has barely any of that. So why don't I get both of these guys back and tell them both to be a lot bigger. If they're both about 4,000, then we're good. So you're just crayers. I'm sure we have some crayers for you. Well, the wild card Kongsberg might help you out there. I don't think he's all that useful right now. How big did I say? If both of these are about 4,000, then we're good. Alright, so you get going with that, and then there's the other wool guy that does the center, the Massilia. Also up to about 4,000, and that should keep the center happy. Mind you, the center is 8 people, 8. No, that should still be okay to keep everyone happy. Maybe give you a couple more cogs just in case. But that's just the center. There's the east and the west. The east is dealt with by this one convoy that by the time they hit Visby is almost out of everything. Rostock, Aarhus, Visby, almost empty. So they hit up 8 cities for 16 days. So I don't know, what's that? That's like 8 times 60,000 times 1 point. Let's round it up to 18 days, 1.8. So a population of 864,000 is what we're getting at. 864,000. So when it comes to wool, they need about 10,000 capacity. Well, that's not very surprising. So we're going to bring you back and really jack you up. Bremen to Rostock hemp. Bremen to Rostock hemp. Again with the hemp, why? Well, we can figure that out later on. You, however, need about 10,000 capacity. So we turn to the cogs. Well, 10,000. Is it worth doing with cogs or not? Might be if I can find my cogs. There we go. Wow, we are only just hitting that capacity, but good work. You can get going with that. I will, however, jack you up with wool, which we have tons of, and tell you to get back to it. Good. But that's not everyone. Oh no. There's the wool to the west, and that's a huge undertaking. Blackstaff, who goes from Boston to London, and the other guy that's going to London, so I do think they take alternating routes. Boston and Scarborough. Still, they have a capacity of only 8,000. They hit up 12, okay, they hit up 11 cities in 24 days, so yikes, that's a lot. That's 66,000 times 2.5, let's say. No, 660,000 times 2.5. We need a... oh god, this is going to be a lot. 1650, 123. Wool capacity needs to be about 20,000. Both of these guys need to be 10,000 each. Well, back they go then. Fortunately, I'm making tons of money during this time. I did not want to unclick you there, but where are you? Wool, west. It's only 2,000. Like I said, they need to be 10,000 each apiece. That should be fine, and then there's the other one. It's a lot better. And I get them both down to Rostock and pump them full of wool and tell them to get back to work. This guy has his own idea of getting back to work, and that should balance out the supply of wool in due time. Great. What else is there? Well, I can assume that the wool gets distributed nicely. What else needs to be done? The metal is piling up, and I often see a demand for metal over in the west. In fact, I can see that they don't have it done properly right now. So the west probably need much the same when it comes to raw metal. 20,000 capacity in total. So metal. Metal West 1 and West 2. They certainly do not have 20,000, but they're a lot closer than the other one was. So I'm again going to bring them both back and give them both 10,000. West 1 and West 2. Well, he was trying to give some to Ripon. There you go, Ripon, all the metal you could need. Now get back to Nefstedt. 10,000 apiece, please. I'm going to run through my caravels so fast. So get you there, get you here, and stocked up with metal, and back to work, please. And then with goldfish. Okay, you're all cogs all the time, right? Well, we're out of cogs here, so instead you're getting upgraded to caravels. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And with that, I can get rid of a whole bunch of these cogs. So someone else that I find, probably someone in the center, can have all these cogs. Caravels are best for going out and doing the west, since they're so much faster than everybody else. So before I send you back out on it, I want you to go back to Rostock, pick up all that metal, and get back to it. Now how about our other guys in the center? Metal to the east, I drink your milkshake. He seems to do a fine job. I don't think the east is left wanting for more. I mean, Danzig actually make metal. And Kongsberg, well, they'll take some time to get through that. So I think the I drink your dollars is doing fine. It isn't based on any calculations, but just what I'm seeing. And then the guys in the center always seem so roughed up with this. Probably because the center guys need lots of metal. So I think I can make better use by having my boats actually go back and forth with metal goods here, because the center already has 20,000 in total. So how about grabbing the Gothenburg to Rostock tool guy and saying, look, on your way back, can you just bring him some extra metal? That'll be good. Also, it doesn't seem like you transport a lot of metal goods there. Must be plenty, because you're not having any trouble. I think I always overestimate the amount of metal goods that are produced here. Still though, would help if you brought back that metal. So in Rostock, load up on, well, might as well be max metal. And then in Gothenburg, unload max metal. Great. That should help with that, but then there are other places like Flensburg that make tools. Actually, I should just look at who makes me the tools around here. Malmö makes some, but Flensburg is the biggest consumer. Pelt guy hasn't broken down for once. Here's the tools guy, and he's not bringing anything back. So we can sort that again. Unload all the metal in Flensburg. Pick up none of it. In Rostock, load as much as you can. Doesn't matter about unloading there, so that's good. And that'll help Flensburg get a lot more metal. Otherwise, I am genuinely surprised that metal doesn't flow so well with all these metal producing guys going around. Perhaps the Malmö guy could help out a bit. So where are you? The Malmö to Rostock tool Krivens guy. He's failed me so many times. He would fail me a lot less, probably never fail me, if he actually just brought some metal back to Malmö. So again, Rostock, load as much metal as you can. Doesn't really matter for unloading. Alright, that seems better. That should help offload the metal struggles that I have in the center then. And then, yeah, I looked to the east and the metal looks fine. Good. Alright, what's next on the list for distribution? After metal comes honey. Oh, honey is a troublesome one. Honey is real troublesome. I mean, I have tons of it. It always feels like my mead places are lacking it. And yet the mead is really flowing these days. Maybe it's more reasonable to assume that honey as a consumable good is not flowing enough. I mean, distribution seems surprisingly fine over in the west. As in, I am genuinely surprised at this. The center, everybody seems starved for it. In the east, still doesn't seem to flow enough. Yeah, not at all. Okay, well, that can be dealt with. Honey. Center 1, bombs ahoy. Okay, well, that's exactly why. You're meant to hit up 8 cities with honey. Hopefully they all need honey, so it doesn't include Lübeck. So that's 7 cities times 12. I mean, I'll just use this number that I pulled out of thin air. You need 10,000 is what I'm saying. So get over to Neustadt and pick up some cogs for us. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is not going to be enough. Well, 10,000 can be dealt with 5 caravels. And now I'm really going to be struggling with caravels. So go and get that Rostockian honey. Drink it up and get back to work. And that should keep everybody a bit more fleshed out with honey. And then I need to find the honey guy that does the east. Honey, Rostock, east. There's only one of you. You have a fairly high capacity, but it's not enough. You're all made of cogs, so I'm just going to throw you in here and add to you. Now you deal with 8 cities, 7, 15. Say, I'm not sure what population to assume that is. Well, fortunately, calculator has my back. Yeah, doesn't it just? 7 cities, 1 point, let's say 6 to take into account for repairing, times 60. So we're saying it's 672,000 population here. I know that's not it, but it's just the calculations that work for me. Although this tells me that I should have enough honey. But the problem there is that the likes of Stockholm actually consume honey for their mead. So I can offset that simply by having this guy still work as magic. Maybe give him 1 extra cog just so it rounds up a bit nicer. And then I tell the Stockholm guy, wherever he is, Stockholm to Rostock wool. No, I'd rather get Stockholm to Rostock mead guy. You probably don't carry enough of Stockholm's mead. Didn't I check this already? 3,000. Well, no, actually you do plenty. However, I want you to bring honey back, and this will massively help out the honey route. So in Stockholm, unload all the honey. Load up none of the honey. In Rostock, do the opposite. Load as much honey as you can, unload no honey whatsoever. And since you're so close to Rostock, get that honey. And now the honey should flow everywhere properly. Bit of a problem though, I am really low on ships. So maybe I should deal with things that I'm vastly overflowing in, which fortunately only includes food. And I'm not too concerned about that. So I just have to wait a while and get some ships. We'll also see if any of our convoys end up failing us. Excuse me, and it's very few. I like to see this. The spice guys are failing, as they do. The nutmeg as well. Thorn to Rostock spices also failing me. Could they not fail me? Stettin to Rostock spices. The commies. Because there are no spices. Okay, so it takes quite a while for them to restock. I need to think of a way to deal with that. Currently I got nothing. Well, I'll just keep in mind that I need a long-term solution for the spices. And I think that might be not to centralize them, even though I really want to centralize them. Who else is letting me down? Neustadt to Rostock metal. Neustadt to Rostock failing me on metal sounds very strange. That's because Neustadt make no metal anymore. Turned off these smelters. But I've got a really nice admiral here, so I'm going to call you a Toto. Bremen to Rostock hemp continues to confuse me. The only thing I can think of is that... no, I honestly can't think of anything. How could you ever not have enough hemp to run back home? I mean, we did this earlier when you were laden with hemp. Am I selling too much but blocking some else of it? No, that wouldn't make any sense. We produce so much of it that would never be a problem. Make 2,000 a day. There's no way I could even get past the demand here. And there is not any of my boats stopping by here to pick up all that hemp, so... I got nothing. Who else is failing me? Nope, that's it. Most of my ships are doing fine. Which means we can just spacebar our way to victory for a while. And we can get closer to that money cap again. Thorn to Rostock spices, that's fine. I need a better solution anyway. And I'm really thinking that is just to decentralize. I mean, the Bruges guy is doing okay. Okay, the Bruges guy is out of spices. Well, Bruges is out of spices, rather. Thorn to Danzig, honey. Thorn to Danzig, honey. Which means Warsaw is out of honey. I mean, you bring the honey over. Is Warsaw failing me on the honey front somehow? You make tons of the stuff. I mean, my other solution is just that Warsaw brings their honey straight to Rostock, since they seem to have so much trouble with it. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Let's get you over here. How long does it take you to get... No, don't you do your auto stuff. How long does it take you to get to Warsaw? 3 days. 6 days. 6 times their production of honey, which is more than this. So let's say 500, times 4 is 2,000, times 6 is quite a lot. Let's try that again. 500 times 4 is 2,000, times 6. I'm going to need quite a lot more of these guys. So you're going to be Warsaw to Rostock. Wait, this is wine. There's been no problem with the wine, so I'm not going to traipse on that. Even though it's very little of the stuff flowing. Get back to it, please. Let's find our honey. I mean, you still bring plenty of honey to here. My only thought is that maybe the wine toot guy goes fine. I mean, I could bring the honey straight over here, but why not just cut out the middleman and have a lot more, have it flow directly to Rostock. Let's just pick up some extra wagons that have been kicking around. I should know, I told my friends to make them. Wow, there are none over here. Does Bruges have any for me? Always count on Bruges. How about you, Cologne?